Crossroads Urban Center has reached out to the people running to be the Democratic candidate for Utah's new District 1 in the United States House of Representatives to see if they're willing to meet with us and share their answers to 3 questions. The next candidate to respond to our request was Luis Villareal. Can you introduce yourself and briefly tell us why you're running?
Yeah, my name is Luis Villareal. I am the only candidate from the West Side. I'm a Democratic Socialist who's really focused on bettering the economy. I'd love to see expansion of unions. I'd love to see better jobs be created. I'd love to see people be able to afford and raise families.
Yeah, thank you. So our first question is, the minimum wage has been stuck at $7.25 per hour since 2009. Do you support legislation to raise the federal minimum wage?
Oh yeah. Yeah, for me, the federal minimum wage, at this point, it's a joke, right? There's certain studies that say it should be upwards of 20, 25. I mean, realistically speaking, people should be able to afford to live off of that wage. There is so much money made off of people getting paid pittance, and unions are one really big and strong way that gets fixed. But there needs to be more pathways to address this issue. So yeah, I would fundamentally, from the bottom of my heart, fight tooth and nail to get the federal minimum wage raised. I think that is the beginning of many things that need to happen for us.
Yeah, thank you. So moving on to our next question, the big beautiful bill championed by President Trump made many negative changes to Medicaid and supplemental nutrition programs, SNAP. Would you support legislation to repeal these negative changes to vital healthcare and nutrition programs?
Yes. To me, it is so important. I mean, fundamentally, right? I'm the only candidate running that'll say I'm a socialist, right? A little scary, right? But I don't think it is. I think it is very normal to want your government to put resources into the people. It's so important that we have structures to help those who have fallen on hard times. And not even just that, but structures that help people avoid those hard times in the first place. SNAP benefits, Medicaid, Medicare, all of these services come together to form a safety net. Not even a safety net, really. It should just be the basis of life for all Americans. And cutting these things does nothing but hurt people and put people in worse positions and exponentially grow the problems that we see in our society. So I would like to see stronger than what we even had before, legislation that seriously puts money and effort into expanding people's abilities to have financial mobility, expand people's abilities to afford housing, expand people's access to food, because sometimes it's difficult to access good, healthy foods, and so we have tons of issues in that regard. So yeah, I would absolutely push for legislation that reinforces and strengthens the things that help those in need.
Thank you. And our last question is, during the past year, HUD has proposed major controversial changes to programs that help fund homeless services in the United States, and Congress has taken action to block some of HUD's proposals. If elected, would you work to protect funding for homeless services from proposals that would make it harder to reduce homelessness?
Oh yeah, no, we really, fighting homelessness is such a fundamental issue, because homelessness itself is just a failure of our economic system for many, many Americans. My wife was homeless for a little while before we met, right when she graduated out of high school. I would love to see a world where stuff like that doesn't have to happen. We need to make housing more available, more affordable. We need to make jobs better and more affordable. A lot of people look at this as people in horrible places, but why aren't we doing more to prevent those people getting into horrible places? And when they are there, why aren't we doing more to pull them up and make them productive members of society, right? Every single person, and I've had, I grew up on the West Side. I grew up in West Valley, on the most western part, right next to Magna. So, I didn't grow up very financially stable myself. And so every single person who falls down these pathways, they're just as good of a person as the person next to them. And all everybody needs is a step up in the right direction. I've seen so many people come out of homelessness, so many people do better for themselves and have real sustainable futures. And if we as a society, if the government could put forth help to get that to expand, to get more people up onto their feet, to make more people better, that means we just have a better workforce. We have a better America. We have a better economy. So yeah, I'd be fighting for those things 100%.
Yeah, thank you.